Friends, this is a class for introduction to Thevenin's theorem. So in this class we are going to see the Thevenin's theorem and its introduction. So without using the Thevenin's theorem, here we have taken one circuit. We are going to see, without using the Thevenin's theorem, is it possible to find the response across any element? And if it is possible, then we are going to find same response with the help of Thevenin's theorem, and we are trying to compare what is the advantage we are getting by using the Thevenin's theorem. Here our aim is to find the current through this 8 ohms, current through this 8 ohms resistor. So initially we are trying to find with the help of basic concepts. So what are the basic concepts or basic laws we have? That is your Kirchhoff voltage law and Kirchhoff current law. So first we are trying to analyze the same circuit with basic laws. So before that, let us have a simple a concept of difference between circuit and a network. Difference between a circuit and a network. So generally we'll consider in a place of network, circuit, and in a place of circuit we'll consider this, we consider a circuit is equal to network. But in strict sense, a circuit is a combination of elements like resistor, inductor, capacitor, and voltage sources. So a circuit is a combination of elements like resistor, inductor, capacitor along with sources, but it should be of closed one. It should be of closed one. For example, if I consider like this, so this is called as a circuit. This is your resistor, inductor, capacitor, some voltage source, voltage or current source. The condition for circuit is it should contain some elements and that there should be a closed path. But while coming to the network, it is a combination of circuits. So a network is nothing but it is a collection of a circuit. So with this we say that a circuit is a part of the network. Circuit is a part of the network, and it may also contain an open circuit, which means some components connected to the circuit but do not have any current passing through it. What do you mean by that one? For example, if I have a circuit like this, so in a circuit there should be a closed path and the current should flow through all elements. So here you are having a resistor R1, resistor R2, resistor R3. So this is a circuit. This is not a network. This is a circuit. Here we are having all components are connected together, and in each and every element current is flowing. If I connect one more resistor, here, if I connect one more resistor here, so is it this said to be a net circuit? No, because here we have connected some elements, but the current is not flowing, and these two elements are not forming any closed path. This element is not forming a closed path. What is the condition for circuit? In every element current should flow. But for the network, it must not current flow through all elements. So this is considered as a network. So a network may have some open circuits also, open connections also. But for a circuit, there should not be any open connection. If there is an open connection, so what happens? The current will not flow through that elements. So a circuit and current, this is the basic difference between the circuit and current. A network is nothing but it is a collection of circuit. Network is nothing but collection of circuits which may contain open paths also. It means that there is a chance for current is not flowing through some elements. That is the difference between the circuit and network. Let us see our topic. Here what we have to find? We have to find current flowing through this 8 ohms. Current flowing through this 8 ohms. I want to find current flowing through this 8 ohms. So let us see our basic law, that is your KCL. Basic law, we are having a KCL. KCL is called as a first law. KCL is called as first law or a junction law or a point law. Junction law or a point law. What KCL states? Algebraic sum of the current at a particular junction or a point is equal to 0, or entering current is equal to sum of the leaving currents. Entering current equal to sum of the leaving currents at a particular junction or a point. So while solving this KCL, we come across one point, that is of node. We come across a point, that is a node. In generally, a node is nothing but it is a connecting point. It is a connecting point between. It is a connecting point between two or more elements. It is a connecting point between two or more elements. For example, if this is a resistor R1 and this is a resistor R2. So here this is at this point these two elements are connected. So in generally we can consider this is a node. So if I connect one more point, even though it is also called as node, because at this point two or more elements are connected. But in a strict sense, a node is nothing but where a bifurcation of current takes place. Where bifurcation of a point where bifurcation or a junction where bifurcation of, what do you mean by bifurcation? Division. Bifurcation is nothing but division of current takes place. Division of current takes place, that is considered as a node. That only we have to consider as a node. Takes place, that is considered as a node. So if I remove this branch, if I have only these two resistors, if I remove this branch, if I connect like this is a general sense, it is a node, but in strict sense this is not a node, because the current is coming and there is no any, the same amount of, if I is a current, the same amount of current is flowing through this R2. Is there any bifurcation? Is there any division of current taking place? No. So in strict sense we should not consider it as a node. Already we have considered something of essential node and non-essential node. This is called as a non-essential node. So while applying KCL, we have to consider a node definition in strict sense or a essential nodes only. This is a very important point. So a node is nothing but there should be bifurcation of current should takes place. Let us define a point. Let us write a point. So this is a point A where two elements are connected. This is a point B where three elements are connected. Point C, point D, point E, point F, point G, point H. Now tell me how many nodes we are having according to the definition, according to the strict definition, that is according to the definition of node where the bifurcation should take place. Where bifurcation should take place. Let us consider, let us divide. So if we want to apply KCL, we need to know the current directions or current notations. So first of all we need to denote, if you want to apply a KCL, first of all we need to denote a current direction. So you can start from anywhere. Here you are having a point A, B, C, D, E, F. You can start from anywhere. You can start from here also. You can start from here. You can start from any point. You can start. You can start at any point. So before that, now tell me. So what are all the nodes we are having? So is this A is a node? Is this A is a node? No, because so whatever the coming current to this A, the same amount of current flowing to this 2 ohms. So is there any bifurcation? No. Now let us come to B. So whatever the current coming to this B, it is dividing into two branches. Can I consider B is a node? So B is a node. Let us consider B is a node. Next, but now let us examine for C. C is a node. Yes. So whatever the current coming to this point, it is dividing among these two branches in 2 ohms and 3 ohms. So C is also a node. C is also a node. Now tell me whether D is a node. No. So whatever the current which is flowing through the 4 ohms, that directly directed towards your 8 ohms. There is no any division. So it is not a node. Next, whether E is a node? No. Whatever the current coming to the node, same amount of current is flowing through this battery. Now let us come to this point. Let us come to this point. So here some amount of current is coming. Here some amount of current flows. The same the summation of these two currents comes out from this point. Comes out this point. So this is called as a F is a node. So F is a node. And what about G? So some amount of current comes here and some amount of current comes from this branch. The total is summed together and it leaves from this. So G is a node. So from this, how many nodes are there? In strict sense, we are having B, C, F, G. So only 4 nodes we have. We have only 4 nodes. Let us denote the current directions. So here I am starting from this point. Here I am starting from this point. So the current flowing through from the current is coming. I is a current. I is a current which is coming from this voltage source. You can consider any voltage source. You can start from anywhere. So I is a current coming and there is no any bifurcation at the point A. The same amount of current flows through this section. So first of all, we need to denote for Thevenin's theorem. This is very important. For if you want to apply any KCL or mesh, this is the current denotation is very important. If you want to apply mesh analysis, first of all we need to denote the current, then we need to apply a loop current, that is of KVL. So this current I is reaching to this point and it is divided into this branch. So let us consider the current into this I is this 4 ohms is I2 current. Let us consider this is your I1. This is your I1. This is your I1. I1 is current coming and it is divided into I2. Then what will be the current into this 4 ohms? I1 can I write? Instead of considering a third variable, it means that if I consider I3, it increases n number of variables. So instead of like again we need to replace the I3 with I1 minus I2. So instead of going for again one more extra step, let us write here I1, whatever the current coming to this point, some amount of current is divided into this branch. Let us divide. The remaining current is flowing into this branch. So current into this branch is I1 minus I2. How? For example, 8 liters of water is coming here. 8 liters of water is coming here. Here you are having 2 branches. Here you are having 2 branches. 8 liters of water is coming. If 4 liters, if 5 liters, if 5 liter is taking or flowing into this branch, 8 liters came to this point. 8 liters came to this point and 5 liters took a diversion into this path. Then the remaining water only flows through this pipe. Remaining water, that is of 3 liters. So 8 liters is coming and 5 liters is taking the direction into this direction and the remaining 8 minus 5, the 3 liters only flows. The same thing we are applying here. I1 is coming, I2 is some amount of current is I2 is flowing through this 4 ohms. The remaining current flows through this 4 ohms. Now come to point of now come to point. Okay. Now here. Now come to point C. How much amount of current is coming? I1 minus I2. I1 minus I2. It is divided from I1 minus I2. Let us consider the current flowing through this branch is I3. You can consider I3 here also. No problem. No issue. So I have considered I3 current is, so some amount of current is coming. Some I1 minus I2 current is coming to this branch, this node, this point C, and from that some I3 current is flowing through this 2 ohms, then what amount of current flow through this 4 ohms? That is of I1 minus I2. From this, some current is subtracted. That current is I3. So I1 minus I2, I3 current. I1 minus. So current flowing through this branch is I1 minus I2, that is coming to this current is coming to this branch C, and minus I3. Minus I3. So which becomes I1 minus I2 plus I3. I1 minus minus I3. I1 minus I2 minus I3. I1 minus I2 minus I3. So this current is flowing through this branch. So how much amount of current is flowing? I1 minus I2 minus I3. Like this we need to denote. Next, the same amount of current. So this is not a resistive element, but it is a battery. So actually, what is a battery? So in general operation, this is your positive. If I consider a positive, if I consider a battery, generally, conventionally, the current moves away from the node, away from the positive polarity. If current moves from away from the positive polarity, it is nothing but the battery is get discharging. Battery is giving some energy to the elements which are connected to this battery. So whenever the current flows from positive terminal of the battery, then it is nothing but it is discharging. Whenever the current enters into this positive polarity, is nothing but it is a reverse operation of your battery. What is the reverse operation? It is getting charging, like your cell phone battery. So whenever you are using a mobile phone, then battery get discharges. It means that the current flows from positive to negative. Whenever you keep your charger, the reverse operation takes place. The positive plate is get charged. The same thing will happen here. So for battery also, the current flows into the positive, current flows away from the positive terminal or positive polarity. The current is coming, some amount of current is coming. So how much amount of current is coming? How much amount of current flows through this branch? To this branch, I1 minus I2 minus I3. So into this point F, I1 minus I2 minus I3 current is entering. So from this branch, I3 current is coming. So at this point F, two currents are incoming current. Here you are having two incoming current. I3 incoming current, I1 minus I2 minus I3. So if you add these two, that is of incoming current, the summation of I3 plus I1 minus I2 minus I3 is, it leaves from this point F. So what is the current which flows between F to G? Tell me. I1 minus I2, I1 minus I2 minus I3 plus I3. So I3 gets cancelled. So what will be this current? I1 minus I2. Now tell me, in this section the current is leaving from the positive. It is nothing but it is discharging. Here the battery is discharging. It is conventionally in the current direction. But while coming to the 8 volts, the current is moving towards the positive plate. Is nothing but in this this 8 volts battery is charging. So to this point G, we are getting I2 current. And to this point G, we are getting one more current, I1 minus I2. So what will be the current which leaves? That current is equal to I1 minus I2 is one current. The summation I1 minus I2 plus I2. So these two gets cancelled. So what will be the current which is coming out from the G is I1, and the same amount of current reaches to this point H. this point H. Now you can consider your current directions are equal when you can consider I have taken the current denotions are equal when the current which is leaving from the positive polarity, the same amount of current should come into negative polarity of the battery. Let us consider initially we have taken our journey. Initially we have started here here we have started our journey from this section and we have moved through some n number of branches. We have started from A and we have moved through some n number of branches and we have reached to and we have started our journey from positive polarity and we have reached to negative polarity. So whatever the current which is coming out from the positive polarity, the same amount of current is entering into negative polarity, the same I1 current. So with this we can conclude that our current denotions are equal. Then only you can say that the current denotions are equal where you have started and to that particular point you have to come with the same amount of current. You are taking I1 current, and you are distributing among the branches and at some points you are distributing the current and at some point you are collecting the same amount of current and you have reached whatever the current you have taken, the same current you are reaching to the negative point, negative polarity of the battery. So if the leaving current is equal to the entering current, then only we can say that your current denotions are equal. Like this we have to consider. This way we have to denote the current directions. Now what is our aim? We have to find the current flowing through this I1, that is of 8 ohms. For this one we have to take the help of KVL, that is Kirchhoff voltage law. Kirchhoff voltage law. This is also called as second law. This is also called as second law or loop law or mesh law. So KVL, Kirchhoff voltage law. What is a KVL? According to the KVL, sum of voltage rises equal to sum of voltage drops. Sum of voltage rises equal to sum of voltage drops, or voltages within the loop must be equal to 0. Voltages within the loop must be equal to 0. Let us apply KVL. So to apply a KVL, what you have to consider? First of all, you need to denote with some directions. Let us consider this is one loop. Let us consider this is a one loop and this is second loop and this is third loop. So how many loops we are having? Let us consider. So this is called as a loop 1. This is called as from A, B, G, H, A. A, B, G, H, A. Just start your journey. Start your journey from A and move to B, then move to G, then move to H. Again we have to reach the starting point. This is called as a loop 1. That is your loop 1. A to B, B to G, G to H, H to A. This is loop 1. Next loop is B, for this one B, C, F, G, B. B, B to C, C to F, F to G, G to again B. This is your second loop. Next, the third loop, C to D, D to E, E to F, F to C. This is your third loop. Individually we have considered first, second and third. You can consider one more loop, A to C, A, C, F, G, H, A, C, F, ACF, ACF, HA, ACF, HA, and this is your fourth. A, this is A, B, from the like directly A, B, C, A, C, F, G, H, A. Next one is A, D, E, H, A. A D A D E H A A D E H A. This is your 1 2 3 4 fifth loop. Next loop is B D B, then D. Instead of consider, already we have considered C. So directly B to D, D to E, E to G, G to B. That is your sixth loop. We are having totally 6 loops. In that, these are all the individual loops. A, B, G, H, A. A, B, G, H, A is the individual loop. B, C, F, G, B. It is the individual loop. C, D, small loops. C, D, E, F, C. This is a small loop. So these three are called as meshes. A mesh is nothing but we should not include other loops. Let us come to A, C, F, G, H, A. This is a loop, not a mesh, because it is including two individual loops. This is a loop and this is a loop. So by combining we are getting one more loop. So A, C, F, H, A. So this is called as a loop. These three are called as loops, but especially they are called as meshes also. Meshes and loops. But this fourth one is not a mesh. It is particularly a loop. Next one is A, D, E, H, A. A, D, E, H, A, it is a loop. A, D, E, H, A, it is including individual loops. 1, 2, 3 and some loops also. Next, B, D, E, G, B. B, D, G, B. Here, if I start from this section, B, D, G, B is nothing but it is like this, it is having. So this room is including individual two rooms. But according to the definition, the mesh should not include any other loops. So it is your B, this is your C, and this is your D, and this is your E, and this is your F, and this is your G. But if I move from B to G, E to F, and G to B, it is nothing but it is including this branch also. This is including this individual loops also. So this is called as a loop. So by considering here, we are having totally 6 loops. Let us apply, but is there any need to apply 6 KVLs? No need of 6 KVLs, because we require, if I know I1 value, I2 value, I3 value, then it is possible to find the current through this 8 ohms. So I need to go for only 3 meshes. I need to select only the 3 meshes. But here the selection depends on what type of loops you are selecting, which loops you are selecting. For example, if I select A, B, G, H, A, B, G, H, A, all in this, if I select this first loop, and if I select this second loop, if I select this third loop, whether it is covering all elements, by considering these 3 loops, it is covering in this at least, like elements are covering at least for once. For example, if I consider A, B, G, H, A, so in this we are covering 2 ohms, 4 ohms and 20 volts. In this, if I consider B, C, F, G, H, B, C, F, G, B, in this, by considering this loop, I am covering 4 ohms, 2 ohms and 4 ohms. If I consider C, D, E, F, C, here I am covering 4 ohms, 8 ohms, 2 ohms. So in this 4 ohms is covered twice, 2 ohms is covered twice. Even though it is covered twice, but all other elements are must covered, they are covered at least once. But if I consider ACE, ACFHA, if I consider this first one and this ACFHA and ACDHA, then what happens? If I consider this one first loop, and if I consider this second, and if I consider this third one, then it means it is nothing but if I consider A, B, G, H, A. If I consider this is a loop 1, and if I consider A, C, F, H, A, If I consider for calculation, if I consider this is a loop, one more loop, and if I consider B, C, F, G, B, if I consider this is a three loop, third loop, A, B, G, H, A is nothing but this is your A, B, G, H, A. If I select among the six ones, among the six, if I select A, B, G, H, A, if I select A, C, H, A, if I select these three, then is there any wrong? Yes, because if I select A, B, G, H, A, what happens? A, B, G, H, A, these two elements are covered, this one element is covered. Okay, no problem. So this is covered, this is covered, this is covered. Next, with the help of second one, A, C, F, H, A, again this is covered for second time. A, C, H, A, this is covered for one time. So this is covered for one more time. This is covered. So how many? Next, BCFGB. BCFGB, again it is covered. Again it is covered in BCBFG. Again it is covered. We are taking FBC, FGB. Again we are covering. Even though by considering 3 of 6, we are not covering this 4 ohms. We are not covering this 8 ohms. We are not covering this 4 volts. So you have to select from the 6 loops. You have to select a through loops, 3 loops that should cover all the elements. That should cover all the elements. Like that, you have to select the loops. Now I am selecting A, B, G, H, A loop, and here I am drawing a clockwise direction. You can draw in anti-clockwise also, no problem. In any way you can draw. So generally we'll consider this is a mesh 1 or a loop 1. This is your loop 1 and this is your loop 2 and this is your loop 3. This is your loop 3. Here we have denoted current directions and we have denoted loop directions also. Let us see how to write a KVL. How to write a KVL. For example, here we are having 2 to 3 conventions. I will tell you that conventions also you can follow for which you feel comfortable. For which you feel comfort. For example, you are here. For example, you are here. You stand here and you have started your journey. You have started your journey from A to B, B to G, G to H, and again reach it to A. So in this travel, you come across a current I1. You come across an element I1. This current direction is in that same direction of your travel. You are traveling like this. You are traveling like this. The current direction is also same. So at this point, current is jumping. At this point, the current came across one resistor. If there is a resistor, there should be a voltage drop. It means that whatever the voltage here you are having, from that some amount of voltage is dropped here, and here you will get some low voltage. Here higher voltage, and here that voltage is dropped here, and remaining will be appear here. So here you are getting voltage drop. So that voltage drop is denoted with, here you are having a voltage drop. Let us see where you are having a voltage drops, where you are having voltage rises. Here we are having a voltage drop. That voltage drop is indicated. This voltage is nothing but current into resistance. So how much amount of voltage drop? That is 2 times of I1. How much amount of voltage? There is a voltage drop with 2 times of I1. That is of 2 into resistor is 2 and the current is I1. So 2 into I1. This is a voltage drop. So minus 2 into I1. You can write like this. Next, you have reached to this point B. You have reached to point B. Again you have started journey. And again this current direction I2 is in the same direction of your travel. It is in the same direction of travel, and it is reached to this point. Again it came across one resistor. So because of this resistor there is a voltage drop. There should be some voltage drop. So that voltage drop is equal to, voltage is nothing but current. How much amount of current is flowing through that resistor, that gives you voltage drop. So the current is flowing through this one is 4 that is the current flowing through this resistor is I2 and the resistance value is 4, then the voltage value is 4 into I2. Whether it is a voltage drop takes place or voltage rises, voltage drops. So this voltage drop is indicated with minus 4 into I2, minus 4 into I2. Now you have reached, the current is reached and you also reached. So is there any, your current I1, is there any resistor in between G and H? No. So there is no resistor, there is no any voltage drop. Next, just see here. So you came here, you came here, you have started your journey from A and now you have reached to this section. So at this section, the current is moving from negative potential to positive potential. Negative potential to positive potential is nothing but what it means, the voltage is rising. It is moving from negative to positive is nothing but voltage rise. If current moves from positive to negative is nothing but voltage drop. So here the value is increasing. So this is called as plus 20. So this is voltage drop, voltage drop, voltage rise, which is equal to 0. This is your equation number 1. This is the way of we are applying KVL. KVL is nothing but Kirchhoff voltage law. Here we have applied Ohm's law. 2 into I1, 4 into I2. This is your plus 20. This is your equation number 1. Now come to second loop. Now you are here. Now you are here. You have started journey from B. You have started from journey from B. In the middle, you have seen a current I1 minus I2. The current direction is in the same direction of yours. And here this current I1 and I2 came across one resistor. If so, there should be a voltage drop. There should be some voltage drop. That voltage drop is minus 4 into I1 minus I2. I1 minus I2. So this minus indicates that voltage drop. Now you reach it to this point. We are applying KVL in this section. That's why we are moving from B to C, C to F, F to G, and G to B. Next, now you came at this point. You are traveling. In this your direction is like this. The current direction is also same. It is in the same direction. And in this travel, the current I3 came across one resistor, that is 2 ohms. So there should be again a voltage drop. So whatever the voltage here you are having, some amount of voltage is dropped across this 2 ohm resistor, the remaining will be present at this section. So voltage drop. So how much amount of voltage drop? 2 into I3. That is the voltage drop. So minus 2 into I3. Now you have reached to this point F. You have started your journey. The current is I1 minus I2. Now you are in this direction. You are here. You are traveling in this direction. The current is also same moving in the direction. But you came across, like the current came across one battery. Into that battery, it is moving from positive to negative. Positive to negative is nothing but voltage drop. So minus 8 volts with the voltage drop of minus 8 volts. Now you have reached to G point. Again you have to move to B. Then only you have covered a total loop. Again you have started a journey. Now you are here. And the current is I2 is in the direction. Now actually the current is flowing I2 from positive to negative. This is your positive and this is your negative. Always current enters into the positive end. For passive element, current enters to the positive and leaves from the negative. But whenever you are traveling in this direction, so the voltage is rising in this direction. Whenever you go in this direction from bottom to top, positive to negative, that is a voltage drop. From negative to positive is nothing but voltage rise. So whenever you go like this, there is a voltage rise, that is negative to positive. So what is the voltage rise? What will be the voltage rise value? Plus 2 into plus what will be the voltage rise value? Why we are just remember this one. If current moves from positive to negative, that is voltage drop. If current moves from negative to positive, that is nothing but your, here you are observing from negative to positive, your travel is from negative to positive, so there is a voltage rise. How much amount of voltage rise? 4 into I2, 4 into I2, which is equal to 0. This is your equation number 2. Next, let us apply for third loop. You have started journey from this. At this point, the current direction is same in the direction of your journey, and the current is moving from C to D, and it came across one resistor. That is 4 ohms. So there should be some voltage drop. That voltage drop is equal to the respective resistance into current flowing through it. So the third equation becomes 4 into I1 minus I2 minus I3, 4 into I1 minus I2 I3. This is the voltage drop or voltage rise. This is positive and this is negative. So voltage drop minus. Now you came here. Again you are moving in this direction. Current is also moving in the same direction. Current came across one resistor. So current moves from higher potential to lower potential. This is your higher potential, this is your lower potential. So current is like, it is, you have observed that there is a voltage drop from positive to negative. So that voltage drop is equal to minus 8 into I1 minus I2 minus I3. Next, now you are here. The current direction is in the same direction of your travel, but the current is moving from negative terminal to positive terminal. Whether it is a jumping from lower potential to higher potential, it is nothing but it is taking some voltage rise. So what is the voltage rise value? Plus 4V, that is your 4 volts. Next, you have started from C, you have moved to D, then you have moved to E, then you have moved to F. So initially the current is from positive to negative. So positive to negative. So now you are here. The current direction is opposite to you. You are moving in this direction. The current direction I3 is opposite to your direction. And you have seen there is a, you are moving like this. This is your movement. You have observed here there is a movement of polarity is changing from negative to positive. Negative to positive is nothing but voltage rise. What will be the voltage rise value? That voltage is nothing but current flowing through that resistor and the respective resistance value. And this is what type of resistance, what type of voltage? It is a rising voltage. That rising voltage is plus 2 into I3. This is your equation number 3. So first equation is minus 2 into I1 minus 4 into I2 plus 20 equal to 0. This is your equation number 1. Second equation is minus 4 into I1 minus I2 minus 4 into I1 minus I2 plus 2 into I3, sorry, minus 2 into I3 minus 8 plus 4 into I2, which is equal to 0. This is your equation number 2. And the third equation is minus 4 into I1 minus I2 minus I3 minus 8 into I1 minus I2 minus I3 plus 4 plus 2 into I3, which is equal to equation number 0, which is equal to equation number 3. So these are the equations we got, like by simplifying whatever the equation we got by following that convention. 2I1 4I2 equal to 20 equal to first equation,
minus 4i1 plus 8i2 minus 2i3 equal to 8 equals second equation, minus 12i1 plus 12i2 plus 14i3 equal to minus 4. This is your third equation. So you can follow another convention also. Just see that convention. So after denoting this current directions, this current, let us apply. This is your first loop and this is your second loop. You can follow any convention, just have a remember. So whenever it is necessary, just feel free to comfort to apply any convention. We need to denote the current direction, that is your loop direction. This is your loop I, first loop, second loop, third loop. Here we have considered the loop current direction is in clockwise. So how to apply directly, like without considering your walkthrough? In the previous class, here we have considered a walkthrough. Here you are here, and we have assumed that I am here and I am going through this point A to point B, like this I have considered. So in this I am considering not a walkthrough. Just see here. Start from this point A, B, this is your C, and this is your D, this is your E, F, and G, H. Let us consider this A, B, G, H. So this is your loop current direction. Just see, it is moving like in the clockwise direction. So this I1 is also in the same direction. This I1 is also in the same direction. This is another convention. So if the loop current and the branch currents are in the same direction, let us consider 2I1, that is a positive. 2I1. Now come to this branch. You have started from A to B. In this you have observed that the loop current direction is, this is your loop current direction. It is moving like this. So this is the current direction. This is your current direction. This is your current direction. So observe this current direction, same as. So plus just directly keep 2I1. This is one more convention, that is only. Just don't confuse. You have started from A. You have moved to B. From B to G, just observe. So this is your loop direction. This is your current direction. So in the same direction, just write here 4I2 simply. Now come to this C. Do we have any resistor? No. Just move from H to A. In this moving from H to A, this loop current direction came across negative polarity. If it came across negative, just write negative. If it came across positive, just write that minus that amount value. If I have here minus 20, then minus of minus 20 you have to write. So that voltage value we have to write, but it came across negative terminal, that's why here we have written minus 20, which is equal to 0. You can simplify that 2I1 plus 4I2, which is equal to 20. Now observe whether this equation and this equation is same. Yes, 2I1 plus 4I2 equal to 20, 2I1 plus 4I2 equal to 20. Now come to this. Start your journey. This is your loop current direction. So this is your loop current direction. Branch current direction are the same. So how much amount of current is flowing? 4. The current is I1 minus I2. Just simply write 4 into I1 minus I2 voltage. Next, come to this branch. You have completed B to C journey. Next, C to F. In C to F, this is your loop direction. This is your branch current direction. Whether they are in same? Yes. Just write here plus 2 into I3. You have completed journey from C to F. Next, F to G. F to G, while flowing from F to G, so it came across this loop direction, came across positive terminal. So write plus and the respective voltage. Respective voltage is plus 8. So write here 8. Now reach to G. Now move from G to B. The current direction is like this. The current direction is, loop current direction is from top to bottom to top, but the branch current direction is from bottom to top in opposite direction. So let us consider opposite direction is 4 into I2. 4 into I2, which is equal to 0. Now simplify it. So 4I1 minus 4I2 plus 2I3 plus 8 minus 4I2, which is equal to 0. 4I1
minus 4i2 minus 4i2 minus 8i2 plus 2i3 which is equal to minus 8 and which is equal to minus 8. If I get this one, this equation, if I want to get this equation, let us consider there is a multiply negative on the LHS and RHS part. Then minus 4i1, this becomes plus 8i2 minus 2i3 which is equal to plus 8. Which is equal to plus 8. We got your second equation. You can consider this equation also. You can simplify with this also. So we got same equation minus 4i1 plus 8i2 minus 2i3 8 equal which is equal to 8 equal to second equation. Now let us see for third equation. We got first and second are equal. Let us see for third equation. Your loop current direction is like this. So you are moving like this. So observe this. This is a loop direction. This is branch direction. You are moving from C to D. Whether these two are equal? Yes. So write here 4 into I1 minus I2 minus I3. Next, come over here. So this is your loop direction. This is your branch direction. They are in same. So plus 8 into I1 minus I2 minus I3. Now come over from E to F. You have completed from C to D journey, D to E journey. See, because we have considered this loop. So E to F journey. E to F journey is nothing but again just see here. This is your loop direction and it is moving from negative to it came across. It is seeing first it is seeing negative polarity. So right here negative and how much amount of voltage? Minus 4. So which polarity it is seeing? That polarity we have to consider. So minus. Now you have reached to point F. Now your loop direction is like this, upward, but your branch current direction is downward. So minus 2 into I3, the respective resistance and the current flowing, which is equal to 0. Now let us simplify this one. 4I1. So 4I1 minus 4I2 minus 4I3 plus 8I1 minus 8I2 minus 8I3 minus 4 minus 2I3 equal to 0. Let us simplify. 4I1 8I1 which is equal to 12I1. 4I2 8I2, so that is minus 12I2. We have completed this one. 4I2 8I2, this is your 8I1. Next with the I3 minus 4I3 minus 8I3 12I3 I2. So in 8 for the 12 4 8 plus 4 12 plus 2 minus 14 I3. So we have completed this also minus 14 I3 minus 4 equal to 0. From this you can write 12 I1 minus 12 I2 minus 14 I3 which is equal to 4. So if I want to get the same equation, let us multiply on the both side with negative. So minus, this becomes minus 12 I1, this becomes plus 12 I2, this becomes 14 12 I3, next which is equal to minus 4, which is your third equation. So this is the simplest way to apply. Whenever in competitive examination, like directly we need to apply. We have a matrix also, you will get to know that one also. So like this we have to, so here you got 3 equations, just substitute, just simplify these 3 equations, you will get the values of. So by solving this first, second, third equation, you will get I1 is equal to, I1 equal to 144 by 37, I2 equal to 113 by 37 and I3 equal to 16 by 37. But what is our aim?
we need to find the current flowing through this 8 ohms. What is the value? I1 minus I2 minus I3. So whatever the value you will get, whether it may be a positive or negative value, the same value substitute over it. Then I, that is the current through the 8 ohms, is equal to I1 minus I2 minus I3. That is 114 by 37 minus 113 by 37 minus 16 by 37, which gives you 15 by 37. Like this, we have to. It is possible to find by using the basic Kirchhoff's laws. It is possible to find current flowing. If they have asked current flowing through this 4 ohms, same value. If they have asked current flowing through this 2 ohms, that is equal to I3. If they have asked current flowing through this 4 ohms, that is I1 minus I2. Already we got I1, I2. Just subtract it. If I want to find current flowing through this 4 ohms, I2. It means that with the help of KCL or KVL, with the help of this Kirchhoff laws, you can find by using the basic current values, you can find any branch current. Remember this point. So this is a very important point in Thevenin's theorem. So by using the Kirchhoff laws, you can find response across any element. It is not specific to that particular resistance. You can find across 8 ohms or current flowing through the 2 ohms or 4 ohms or 2 ohms. You can find the currents or response across any element in the given circuit. You can find the voltage across this 2 ohms. If I multiply 2 ohms with the one current, then you can find the voltage across it. If I want to find the voltage across these 4 ohms, just multiply 4 ohms and the current flowing through this I2. Current flowing through this 4 ohms is I2. Already we got this I2. Just multiply, you will get. So this, by using the Kirchhoff's laws, you can generalizely find the response across any element. But while coming to the Thevenin's theorem, it is a problem specific. It is a element specific. By using the Thevenin's theorem, it is possible to find the response across the respective given element only. The response across only that particular element only it is possible to find. And it is very easy to find, not this much of lengthy process. So remember that the Thevenin's theorem or Norton's theorems are a element specific. This Kirchhoff voltages and with the help of Kirchhoff voltages and Kirchhoff current law, we can find response across any element. So you are going to see how in Thevenin's theorem we are going to find the response across a particular element in very easy steps. In the next class we are going to see. So your duty is I have given these 3 equations. Just to solve these 3 equations and verify whether you are getting the same values or not. Thank you.